What's up, goodies? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Long time. Long time ago, look on a story time video. But honey, this is not really a story time. This is a real thing. But before I get into it, though, let me get comfortable. Before I get into it, oh, before I get into it, let me just say, welcome to my channel. This is a girl, Juliana. If it is your first time here and you have not subscribed to my channel, feel free to subscribe. And then turn on the post notifications. So, you will know when time I upload brand new videos, right? For those of you who are here for your first time, on this channel I do home decor, DIY projects, story time. We used to cook honey, but we stopped. You know, makeup tutorial, you know, different thing, whatever comes to mind. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. But today is a story time. Well, story time, real life thing, right? In my cup, I'm having peppermint tea. Anyway, whoopsie doopsie doo. But I don't know what if it title this because this is kind of was requested. But let me tell you how this one goes. Last night, I received a message on Instagram. And so, when we get the message, it was a message from someone that the person is following me. I wasn't following, but the person was following me. And so when the person sent me a message, I wasn't able to see the message at all. It was a message request. But I do check my message requests all the time. You know what I'm saying? So she sent me a message, and I opened up the message, and thank God I opened the message, right? When I opened the message, I was shocked at what I saw. Like, shocked. To the point where I was crying because I have a similar experience based on what she told me. And she wanted to share her story. She wanted me to share her story about what she's presently going through. Okay? And I told her I wouldn't mention her name or not like that because she is 17, okay? 17. She said she's been following me on my cooking channel and my home decor channel. But on the cooking channel, she's been following me since she was 14 years old, okay? She's 17 now. And she said she decided to start to follow me on my journey with my home decor. So she's following both on the channel. Anyway, I promised her that I'm going to definitely share a story. She wanted some advice, so I don't want to say her name, so I'm going to call her Princess. Because to me, she's a princess. And she needs to know that she's a princess. So Princess, I love you very much. I feel your pain. I know what you're going through. And if what I'm sharing will open up people's eyes to what's really going on in the homes, that I'm going to do that just for you. If this could help to bring awareness, I'm going to use my platform to bring some kind of awareness, alright? So, Princess, I love you very, very much. You have my number. If you want to call me and talk anytime, you can be just free to call me anytime. Alright? Let me take a little sip and get into it. By the time I'm done, so tell you all the story. I put on my glasses because I can't read without it. Anyway, alright y'all. So this is Princess story. All right, let's go on my Instagram. Okay. All right, so this is her message to me, all right? And she sent me the message on my cooking channel, how to cook. All right, so she said here, hello, Juliana. This is so and so and so. I've been watching your channel for over 4 years. And you have taught me a lot. And I'm now following you on your home decor channel, Life of Juliana. I love you so much. I admire you and I look up to you. And I tell all my friends about you and your cooking. You are amazing. All right. She says here, I want to share something with you because I remember you saying that you have had similar incidents happen to you as well. So you will understand. And I would love for you to share my story on your platform to bring awareness for other children such as myself. I've been living with my mother in Kingston since I've been living with my mother in Kingston, Jamaica. Since I was 8 years old, I used to live with my grandmother, and then when my grandmother passed away, I moved in permanently with my mother. When I moved in with my mother at 8 years old or so, she was already living with this man. I don't understand what she said right now. She said, when she moved in with her mother, after her grandmother passed away, she moved in. The man was living there already with her mother, okay? He was a good provider and didn't show me any bad face while I was growing up, okay? During this time, my mother did give birth to 2 children for this man. I did look up to him. I did not call him father though, but I did give him the respect that was needed because he did take care of the family. When I turned 15, I noticed that he started looking at me in some kind of way. Then, on my 16th birthday, I came home from school and he said to me, I came home from school and saw him sitting in my room. My mother was not at home at this time. He said to me, now that I'm a woman, I need to start to do woman things. So I thought that he meant that I should be doing more around the house. So I asked him, what is it that I need to do, as if I already know that I was washing dishes, cooking, keeping the house clean, and even washing his clothes, because my mother had me washing his clothes as well. He said he would talk to me another time. A couple of weeks later, I came back home from school and see him sitting on my bed in my room. He again approached me and said, you remember what we talked about? And I said, yes. He stated to me, now that you are a woman, you can do womanly things. I said to him, what do you mean by womanly things? He said, it is time for me to do what women do, but do not get pregnant. Once he said pregnant, I knew exactly what he was talking about. I walked away from him and went into the living room. 5 minutes later, my mother came home. She looked at me and asked me what was wrong, but I said nothing. About 3 or 4 months went by. He never said anything. When I turned 17, and this is where it gets really sticky. When I turned 17, One day I was home washing dishes. My mother was not at home at this time. He came behind me, all right, and started to hold me from the back around the waist. I asked him what he was doing. At this point, he had an, I can't even say the word. When basically she said that he had a, okay, when he was holding her from the back, hugged her from the back, she could feel his against her bottom, is what she's saying in here, okay? She started to struggle, she said, and he said to her, it is time that she give him some, okay, okay, because he has been taking care of her since she was 8 years old. Now that she's a woman, she needs to do womanly things, okay? She said, I started screaming and crying, and eventually he let me go. But he told me if I was to tell my mother anything, he would put me out of the house immediately, and my mother would not believe a word that I said. When my mother came home, I wanted to tell my mother, but out of fear, I did not. Each night from that point, this man would come every night and peep at me. I could see him looking through my door each night when he goes to the bathroom. Some nights he comes and stands over me. Does not touch me though, but stands over me looking at me in a sexual way. One particular night, about 4 weeks ago, so this happened recently now, I get out of control. Now she's 17. About 4 weeks ago, I went to my bed. My mother was sleeping, the usual routine. Everybody sleeping and he would get up to go to the bathroom at night. I was sleeping on my back, only to feel him laying on top of me and trying to enter. I can't say the words because YouTube is very strict now with these words, but basically he was on top of her, and she's saying that he was laying on top of her and trying to get the thing in the thing, right? She said, he stated to me, whispering in my ears, if you ever shout, I'm going to kill you, your mother, and everything that walks in here. Wow. I didn't say anything, but eventually he stopped and went back to his room, so he was not able to do the thing with me. I don't want to say the word, y'all. You know what I mean? Because then YouTube will block the thing. Now, the next day, I decided to tell my mother. She said she decided to tell her mother. So I waited for him to leave the house. And then after my mother came home, I told my mother that I wanted to talk with her, or have something that I wanted to tell her. I told my mother everything from start to finish, just as I'm telling you, even though I have not told you all the things that this man has done. My mother replied, you are lying on him. You want to see me living on the streets? If he is a bad man, then you have to leave. Show me the proof is what my mother is saying. But how can I show her the proof when I don't have anything to show besides what I know that he has done to me? My mother went and asked him if this is true in front of me. He replied, the girl is lying. I want her gone. So now, Juliana, my mother is telling me that I have to leave when I turn 18 years old. I turned 18 in 3 months. And every day when my mother is not at home, the man comes to me and tell me if I give him some before my 18th birthday, I could live at home with them forever. I don't have a place to stay. And I have never been, I can't say the word, I've never been sexual with anyone before. Right? So I am a virgin. Right? She's a virgin. I've never done anything before. I'm a good girl. I go to school. I have good grades. Now I feel like I have to give in to him. This way I could have a place to stay. Please help me. Love you, love your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much is what she's saying. Oh my God. Y'all, when we read it, when I read this, let me tell you something. I burst out crying. I burst out crying, y'all. Because for those of you that don't know, right? I, Juliana, was a victim of sexual assault. When I was growing up, when I was 6 years old, I was sexually assaulted by a grown person. And this person wasn't someone that was a stranger to the family. It was a family friend. It was really close to my mother. And my mother trusted me to be around him. He was a married man with 2 children, and the children was my age. We used to play together. His children used to play with me. And it so happens that his wife and him did have some issues. I guess he must have been unfaithful. I don't know what happened with him and his wife, but eventually his wife put him out, and he came and stayed with his grandmother until them resolve things between him and his wife. But while he was there was a big bed that I used to sleep over there with the lady, right? Because she didn't love me, and she asked my mother if I could come and spend the night with her because she didn't want to sleep alone. And when his wife put him out, he had to sleep on the same bed that I was sleeping on. And at night when she was sleeping, the man would be behind me with his ting-a-ling-a-ling rubbing against my skin. I'm not going to say the words, but I have to make you know. Because these things are real, y'all. These things happen all the time. And it always happens. The victims always are the people that get assaulted, okay? From a score from 1 to 10, most of the time it is people who you trust. The people who is closest to you. Those are the ones that will hurt you. I don't believe in people who just, oh my God, me just last words, people. I'm holding tears in. I'm holding back tears, y'all. Victims of sexual assault, sexual abuse, is always someone that the victim knows. You hear me? I tell you no. It's more people all the time will soon pick them and lost off of them, you know. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, when these things, tragic things happen to your boy kids or your girl kids, it is always someone that the victim is close to. Remember me telling you that, you know? And then them threaten, they pick them and tell them, say, not tell nobody, not tell your mother, not tell your father, because if you not tell them, they will kill them. You understand me? You don't have to keep on the pick the safe. Do not send one of the girl kids them go sleep at the neighbor house because the neighbor of our brother, the neighbor of our uncle, the neighbor of our women touch girls too, you know. So don't believe that just men touch girls, you know. Women touch girls, men touch boys, in the reverse. You understand? And people don't understand when them do these things to children, okay? Those children are hurt for the rest of their life. Now this girl is living with her mother, and the only person she trusts would be her mother to tell her mother what is happening to her. Her man, I tried to update with her, right? and you go to your mother, the only person where you feel like you can confide in. Me have 3 daughter people, 3 daughter me have, and me not play them thing there, you know. Me not play them thing there, people. Me not play them thing there. When my daughters was growing up, my 2 big daughters, them, me tell them, say, anybody touch you now, call the police. Nobody call me, because me go kill, me go... Let me take a deep breath. Let me take a deep breath. Them words I really want to say YouTube now, I make the video go public. I'm going to tell you, say, things in the video where nothing in the video, so let me take a deep breath. Let me nice stop a little bit. When my 2 big daughters were growing up, because I had my daughters when I was very young. I was 16 when I had my daughter, the first one. And I was 20 when I had my second daughter, right? And because I mean, I've been through trusting people that is close to you, and that those are the ones that will hurt you, me tell my daughter them say, anybody touch the sitting there so, don't come tell me, call the police, because I know what spot them end up, if you don't tell me. I never allow my daughters, my daughter them can't talk if them was right here. When them used to little, I don't allow them to go sleep over at nobody else. I don't allow other people's children to come to my house to sleep over, because people gravitate to your kids. You understand? And not just that, sometimes you don't know the behavior of that child, their household, and sometimes problem can come in your house. You understand? I do not allow anybody's children to come to my house to sleep. Me not in that. And I do not allow my children to go to nobody else to sleep. Problem in a paradise. Now, this girl live with her mother. Her mother is our main source where she eat, where she have her shelter. Her mother man the things, want to do the thing with her because she a big woman, no one, you can't do big woman things and them something there. And because she don't want to do it, the man says she have to go. She go to her mother and tell her mother the only person she can trust. And the mother said, no, Allah you tell upon him, he won't do that. I'm not going upon your 82 wicked, why you say something like that? No way she for do know as a little girl, no. No, she a plan, no, for give the man the thing. She for just give the man the thing. The only thing that is best, that is pure to her, where that thing is so sacred, to give to somebody where you love, where you want to spend the rest of your life to. Somebody where you care about, even if you're not end up married to the person, but you want to make sure so you see somebody where you kind of like. She up and not to give the man her thing because she don't have nowhere else to live. She's struggling, you know, the man help her to go to school and them something there. But the man want her now because now she have big breasts, big back and big everything. You understand me? Now she look grown now. The man want it. The man tell her, say, I better she make him do it more than somebody else do because I'm not going to put the baby in her belly and all them something. What kind of life is this? What kind of life is this, people? Listen, let me know how I want to feel about this whole thing, yeah, man. Because right now, ever since me read this thing last night, get to say, this is my first meal, a cup of tea, because I can't even eat. My stress. But just imagine how she feels. My stress, people. She go be watching this video. I'm tell her I'm gonna make one today. Me not even edit nothing. Not edit no there. Just go ahead and just send her some word of encouragement in the comment section. And people, please share this video because we want this thing to reach out to all people, yo. People, yo. Ladies, keep an eye upon on the picnic them. Keep an eye upon on the picnic them. You not see what I want. The picnic them not safe nowhere. Keep an eye upon them. And if the children come and tell us something I want, somebody that try to do something to them, listen. You know whether to make the man pay the bills and make the man take the picnic them lifespan too. No man, this has to put a control. Let me know how I feel about this, yeah, man. My mother.